Well, you know, 70 views isn't that much for a YouTube video, but I was honestly expecting way less for a very first upload. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Huh, well, that's embarrassing. Just a bit. Moving on? So I reckon I'll start this off by saying that yes, that title is absolutely a double meaning. Jay makes this particular Doctor Who nerd squeal in a much different way. But I'm not here to talk about me, am I? I'm here to talk about all the Doctor Who nerds on Twitter that this video pissed off for some reason. I know I said my next video was going to be Battle for Bikini Bottom and not Doctor Who related, and don't worry, that is still coming. I say don't worry, like literally anyone is worrying at this stage. But pretty much I had some things I wanted to say about all this. I guess you could say I've definitely been engaging in the discourse over there on the old Twitter terror. I have been known to partake in the occasional Doctor Who discourse now and again on Twitter. I dabble. I guess you could say I'm something of a Doctor Who Twitter discourse connoisseur at this point. Hint, hint. And the SpongeBob video has taken so long because I just keep getting sidetracked and distracted. I've sometimes found myself falling into mental health slumps and stuff. I just realised how bad that sounds. I'm fine, don't worry. It's just one of them things, you know? And I wondered if I tasked myself with getting a video out as soon as possible, how quickly I could actually pull it off. So, long story short, I didn't really have to make this. I wasn't originally going to make this. And BlareTV's video on the same topic is almost certainly going to be a hell of a lot better than mine. But hey, let me just share what I got to say and see how quickly I can get this out. So for context, basically the YouTuber Jay Exci, known for her Cinema Sins videos back in the day, and nowadays for reviews of TV and films, response videos to reviews of TV and films, videos that make you feel like you need an adult, and pulling off the ultimate big brain pro gamer power move of taking down YouTube's resident Tucker Carlson wannabe no bullshit, only to come out as trans. Like, yes, fucking go off, queen! Is away for a few months working on this, a 5+ hour long critique of the current run of my favourite show, Doctor Who. The current run being the last 2 seasons, spearheaded by current showrunner and head writer Chris Chibnall. I love the term head writer. Like imagine a collaborative team working on an erotic novel, like a collaborative writing team working on an erotic novel, and they have someone whose role is to specifically write the scenes where someone's giving someone head. And that's all you really need to know, honestly. Jay made a long-form analysis of 2 seasons of television, worked on it for a few months, and then uploaded it. That's it. That's the spark of this whole thing. And why these 2 seasons? What's so special about them? Well, as said in my first video, they're not very good. This video, on the other hand, though, it gets a big old fucking gold star from me. I thought it was ace. Not a lot of people did, though. Basically, a lot of people on Twitter saw the length of the video, the title of the video, and were just kind of like, nah. And for the uninitiated, I'd like to make it known that the foundations for what these people are saying was built on something legitimate. The Who fandom, especially online in the WhoTube scene and the Twitter scene, does have a big problem. A big toxicity problem. You've got the neckbeard losers like Bolstrek and his crew who just don't even actually criticise aspects of the pieces of media they talk about. Instead, they just become one with a gelatinous man-eating blob crying about, well, woke SJW liberal propaganda. Yeah, them lot. And also, possibly as a direct result of this, multiple YouTubers have had to make videos about the state of the fandom due to the fact that they've suffered countless brainlets just relentlessly attacking and slinging shit at them purely for expressing an opinion about the show, whether it be positive or negative, from pretty much all different sides. Oh, what's that? Intolerance from any side can have harsh and negative consequences? Gee, I wonder who could have predicted that. The Who fandom is an obvious toxicity problem, and I'm glad people are willing to talk about it and calling it out when they see it. That as a fandom is the energy we need. But I've seen plenty of people lumping Jay and her video in with it all and conflating her video with the toxicity and the hate for the current era of the show that isn't constructive, which I think is completely unfair and does her video a massive injustice. So I just want to go over some of the things I personally have seen people saying and why I think a lot of the criticism is completely unfounded and why it is legit mind-boggling to me that this discourse is even happening. The first thing I want to make clear though is that I don't have any actual hatred for literally anyone in the community, and I say everything I do with peace and love. Gonna start off with this tweet from one Jaspreet Singh. I hope I pronounced your name correctly, man. If I didn't, I'm sorry about that, my dude. It's a textbook example of exactly what I said earlier, having absolutely no insight on the actual content of the video and just filing it all under the hate. Apparently, people aren't allowed to have favourite eras without sifting through all of the hate first. Sort your algorithm out, YouTube. Now, it would be easy for me to just say watch the video before you make calls on what's in it, but honestly, I can literally state and justify for a fact that Jay's video is not hate. It's just not. To put this in a way that everyone can understand, this thing does not always equal this thing.
My name is Dace.
I feel like there's two very different schools of thought on this stuff. There's the people who were just instantly turned off at the sight of where this era was headed, didn't even give it a chance, and just want to slate it because it is what it is. And there's the people who went in, gave it a fair and honest chance, drank in all the content, and then came out the other end with their own fully formed opinion of it. That opinion sometimes being negative. There's the people who want the show in its current state to crash and burn and for everyone involved in the show to feel bad and that they're shit people for how they've handled who. And the ones who would much rather see the show improve and get better. And Jay is chaotic as fuck from what I've seen in her content. She seems like she'd get at least a little kick out of seeing the show crash and burn. But overall, I think it's safe to say she'd much more likely be in the latter camp, don't you think? This just isn't some hate video where some rando turns their mic on and just rants on aimlessly like, this show is dog shit. Because it is. And because I said so. I say this show is dog shit, therefore it is dog shit. And the people who made it are dog shit people. Fuckface. No, Jay analyzes scenes and whole episodes in great depth, picking apart what's on screen, putting forward a point about the quality of what she's showing to you, backing it up with evidence from the content, analyzes that evidence showing how it proves her point. She expresses her thoughts in the same calm, enthusiastic and eloquent way she does in all her videos. It's drenched in her personal style of humour. Oh god. Drenched. That's awful. That's up there with words like moist and damp. Yeah, you like those? You like those words? I'ma just let them linger on screen for a while. You know, let you really soak them up for a while. Oh god, soak them up. Oh god. And it's made so clear right from the get-go that the video is coming from a place of love, not hatred, and wanting the show to do great, by letting us all in on how big an impact the show's made on her life and how big of a part of her it is, just like a lot of us Whovians. The video is unequivocally, objectively, not hate. Not in the slightest. Not even close. And to lump a massive passion project from a loving fan like this in with the actual hate content that gets lazily shat out by some people on some corners of the internet does it a massive disservice. Unless you mean to tell me that all negative opinions qualify as hate, especially if it's something you like, in which case please, please, please broaden your perspective. Being able to cope when someone's dismantling something you like and has negative things to say about it is a trait that's really beneficial and will make life so much easier, my dude. Be willing to let people in and hear them out. As for having to sift through the hate, it's as easy as just scrolling past it. Yeah. And the thing is as well, if you enjoy series 11 and 12, that's perfectly fine, but if something is widely considered bad by a lot of people, and a lot of people are saying it's bad, and you go online to see people talking about it, then you're gonna find a lot of people saying it's bad. That's just how it works. If the algorithm was quote-unquote sorted out to only show positive stuff, not only would it not be an honest picture of reality, but lots of creators' hard work would get undeservedly ground into the dirt and not be seen by anyone. Plus, when you search, you probably search by relevance, right? Well, Jay's video is relevant. It's a hot topic in the online Who community right now. The algorithm is working perfectly. I know I said I wouldn't go after these people specifically and that I'm just meant to be using these tweets as examples of the general discourse, but man, that part about the algorithm was really annoying. Certified bad take. Next, I'd like to take a look at this thread from Miss DimmehLooming, who I'm going to just be referring to as Miss Looming for the rest of this because I never know if I'm saying Dimmer right. Dimmer. So I actually do enjoy Miss Looming's account. I do follow her. She's a nice account for some good old Doctor Who discourse, and she has a YouTube channel too. Honestly, this whole thread was a bit of a mess, but one bad take ain't gonna just suddenly make you not alright in my book, which she is. So go check out what she does. Maybe drop her a follow. Links will be in the description. But yeah, awful as this thread was, it brings us to the other big complaint that people had. The length. The fact that it was over 5 hours long. If you like this, fine, whatever, good for you. I personally cannot imagine a single more miserable experience than Chibnall bad for 5 fucking hours straight. Well, it's definitely not nothing but Chibnall bad for 5 hours straight, and like I explained, Jay literally handled her criticisms in this in the most fair and balanced way possible. Sure, the opinions expressed are hers, and it's her views that she's explaining, but when it comes to criticism, going into a piece of content with a fresh and open mindset, analysing each aspect of it as deeply and thoroughly as possible to ensure you're fully equipped to explain why you came to the conclusions that you did in response to the content, again, having analysed each individual scene line by line down to the last detail like a fucking GCSE English essay, it literally doesn't get any more fair, balanced and unbiased than that, even if someone's specific opinion is what's overall being conveyed. There's no just making generalisations or flimsy observations and of basically an entire argument on that, no jumping to conclusions based on minor details, no twisting things or interpreting them in specific ways to paint a narrative, just pure, unadulterated analysis, review, and criticism. So, no, it's definitely a hell of a lot more than just Chibnall bad for 5 hours straight. And then there's the whole argument people have been making about the fact that the video just didn't need to be that long, kind of showing that a lot of this was just spawned by people feeling intimidated or irritated by the prospect of sitting down to watch something that long, and kind of lend some credence to the whole Gen Z attention span thing. Like, come on guys, we're better than this. But the thing is, whether a video needs to be that long or not, oh, but it needs to be this long because... No, it doesn't. And even if it does, make it multiple parts or something. That's really not your call to make. This is going to sound like the most pretentious shit in the world, but hear me out. Sure, maybe there's ways Jay's video could have been a lot more compact and condensed, but you gotta remember, YouTube content creation is an art form. It sounds stupid, but it is. It's a platform of self-expression, probably one of the most purest forms of self-expression out there. And personally, I've got all the time in the world when YouTubers do long-form passion projects like this, pouring all their energy, all their essence into making a piece of content that they truly wanted to bring into the world. Something that's so well and truly them that only they could have set out to make that video and have it turn out in the exact way it did. Something that's well and truly the unique brainchild of that individual in that way. Love it, love it, love it a lot, all day, every day. Content creation is art, and when you attach stipulations such as it not needing to be as long, it loses some of the artistic merit that it holds by existing in the exact form the content creator wants it to. This is just my takeaway, but part of the artistic merit of the video is its length, the sheer mad laddery of the fact that she did something no one else would actually be asked to do to express her passion for the topic. In the words of Mr. Joey Esposito here, imagine having so much spare time that you make a 5-hour video about something you don't like. Well, yeah, exactly. That's the point. That and the fact that by allowing herself this length, she was able to go as in-depth as she did, not allowing for any holes or flaws in her points, and distinctively separating it from a lot of the more poorly constructed and more unfounded criticism of the current era that we've already mentioned. Like, I don't know if it's intentional on Jay's part or not, I don't know if I'm giving her too much credit or reading too deep into this, but like, the video wasn't just long for no reason, and I think it's fucking genius. It makes an example of the Bolstreaks of the world by its very existence without even mentioning them. You people should be celebrating this video's existence. Why aren't you? So, yes. Yes, it does need to be that long, for a myriad of reasons. Also, BlareTV talked about the length and defended it in her video, talked about people saying a video that long can't be well structured, and while she wasn't wrong in her rebuttal, far from it, it's just kind of unnecessary, because that argument just completely falls apart if you logic it out to yourself for a few seconds. So, what if someone made a really in-depth analysis of one scene for the first episode to prove their point, and it winds up being like a really well-written and well-structured 10 to 15 minute video?
Oh yeah, sure, that's fine.
Okay, so what if they did that multiple different times for a bunch of different scenes or episodes, well-written and well-structured 10 to 15 minute analyses?
Yeah, that's fine, of course.
Well then, what if rather than uploading them all separately, they just put them all together on the timeline, one after another with little bits to bridge the gap between them and upload that as one video? Does it then lose how well-written and how well-structured it is?
Oh, well, you see, my name's Deuce.
Yeah, it's really not hard to see why this criticism was so weak. 5 hours. 5 hours is a long way of saying I hate women. She's a trans woman, though. Then why the fuck? Maybe it's because when you're doing a really good analysis of something that in-depth, you find yourself with a lot more to say than what could be summarised in one 10-second sentence. And there we go, there's my thoughts on what a lot of the current discourse has been. I'm actually recording as I write this, and goddamn, it is way longer than I thought. So feel free to let me know what you thought below, share the video around if you maybe want to use it to engage in some discourse yourself. We do love us some spicy discourse around here. I'm definitely not doing myself any favours by doing another Who-related video, so the Battle for Bikini Bottom vid is definitely next. I'll try not to take a millennia getting it out, we'll see. So subscribe and hit that bell if you want to see it. I'm already really proud of the progress I made on it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, all you BEA beautiful people, however many of you there may be, and I'll see you next time. My name is Deece.